is the most cumbersome, it has the most steps, and it requires a lot of work. Why? Because it's in descending order. You can say, what do you mean? Well, x squared power 2, x power 1, and no x. If you say y is more important to me, then fine. Then you can rearrange it. Same thing. Descending order, greatest common factor, none. Negative leading coefficient, no. Special product, I wish. I always hope for a special product. This is not a perfect square. This is not a perfect square. I cannot do anything. Then, if a special product doesn't work, I only hope for 1 as the leading coefficient. Well, I'm out of luck. It's not 1. In that case, the sum does not change, but the product is different. So the sum still remains the positive 19. Notice that you cannot take the number without the sign in front. So the number and the sign are together. But what is the product in this case? Which is different. The product in this case is not 6. It would have been 6 if the leading coefficient were 1. But the leading coefficient is not 1. So then the product is not 6. What is the product, if anyone remembers? Somebody probably said it, but I didn't hear it. So the product has to incorporate the leading coefficient. If the leading coefficient is not 1, the only change here is that the product is 60. Since the product is a positive number, that's the next step in the thinking process. Since the product is a positive number, both have to be either positive or both negative numbers. But their sum is positive, so they cannot be negative. So I'm looking for 2 positive numbers whose product is 60 and whose sum is 19. Because 60 is a big number, so to speak, let's use the prime factorization. 2 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 5. Now I have to use all these numbers and come up with 2 numbers. This will be much easier. Come up with 2 numbers. Using everything, their product has to be 60 and their sum has to be 19. And now it's easy to come up with it, with the 2 numbers.
15.
Exactly. So this is 1 and this is the other. So this is 15 and 4. Now, the next step, I have to replace the middle term. Replace the middle term. 10x squared plus 15xy plus 4xy and plus 6y squared. Of course, I crashed into the prime factorization, so forget about that. I'm going to write it again. 10x squared plus 15xy plus 4xy plus 6y squared. Do not. It will be a terrible mistake for you to go back and say, oh, look at that. I can combine like terms. Oh, no. We did a lot of work to get here. No, we don't want to go backwards and combine like terms. No, no, no. So now we have 4 terms. That's what we wanted. And now we can use factoring by grouping. So let's do it. From the first 2, what would you factor out?
5x.
5x. What is left in parentheses?
2x.
2x plus 3y. If I do not get a 2x plus 3y from the other 2, I'm in trouble. Please write it before you uncover. Why? First of all, you make your life easier. You already know what to expect. And number 2, you're not going to go around in circles trying to figure out what am I going to do next. Write the factor first, then uncover. Okay. I need a sign and a factor. Since everything is positive, there is no discussion about the sign. But now I need the factor.
2.
Not just 2. 2y indeed. Let's check. 2y times 2x, correct. 2y times 3y, correct. Now the common factor screams back at us. Please, I also underlined it so it's there. What is the common factor that I need to pull out next?
2x plus 3y.
Indeed. Now, this is gone. What is left? Something has to be left from the first expression, and something else has to be left from the second expression. Why? Because we started with 2 terms. So I have to have 2 terms in here. What are they?
5x plus 2y.
That's it. That's it. Always take a moment. It takes 5 seconds, please. 2x times 5x, 10x squared. 2x times 2y, so 4xy plus 15xy, 19xy. And then 3y times 2y, indeed 6y squared. Any questions on this?
Yeah, I have a question.
Please.
Now, if you can't factor, is that why you use a quadratic formula?
Yes, when we solve equations. Yes,
Oh, okay.
indeed. Indeed. Okay. Okay, I want to look at this one. 1 minute, please. And also this one. I'm sure you understand that these are the most difficult. Everything else is much easier than this. I hope you agree. Okay, so I selected 4. So let's work on 6x squared plus 35x minus 6 first, and then the other 3. Are we okay so far? Okay, so we're working on 6x squared plus 35x minus 6. Descending order, greatest common factor, no. Negative leading coefficient, no. Special product, no. This is not a perfect square, and it's also negative. 1 is not the leading coefficient, so we are down to, let me mute everybody here. Okay, so we're down to the last option. So then the product, can anyone tell us what the product is? The sum never changes, but the product sometimes is different.
-36.
Indeed, the product is this times this, and the sum never changes. This is 35. Because the product, we always start with the product. The thinking process starts with the product. The product is negative, therefore we expect a positive and a negative. And the negative has to be much smaller. The more powerful is the plus, the positive one. So say it again.
36 and -1.
36 and -1. At this point, we must replace the middle term by what we just found out. So 6x squared plus 36x minus x minus 6. And immediately cover the last two terms. Cover them up.
6x
6x. What is left in parentheses?
plus 6.
Good. Please write it before you look, because you may make a mistake. You may say, I don't know how to factor. I cannot factor. This is not factorable. No, you have to put it in first and then uncover. I need a sign and I need a factor.
-1.
-1. I know we don't write the -1, but I am writing it to help you finish it up. So what is it?
X plus 2 or x plus 6 and then 6x minus 1.
That's it. And you can always go back and check. So once you remove this, just look at what is left. 6x minus 1. Good, the next one. -10 minus 11x plus 6x squared. Let's work on this for a minute, please. Let's see what we get. And remember, we have to rearrange it. What is it mandatory here to do first?
Rearrange.
Rearrange, absolutely. 6x squared minus 11x minus 10. Now you can go quickly, that are all the same through the steps. Descending order, yes, no. Negative leading coefficient, no. Greatest common factor, no. Special product, no. 1 is a leading coefficient, I was hoping, but no luck. So now we have to find two numbers whose product is and whose sum is.
The -10, sum of -11.
So
I'm sorry, 60.
sum of a product of -60 and -11. We just had the factorization of 60, the prime factorization of 60 a second ago. So let's go back to it and get a -11. The thinking process always starts with the product. The product is negative. Therefore, I need a positive and a negative.
Positive 15 minus 4.
So positive 15 and minus 4. Very good. So then I continue from here. At this point, with the numbers that I just determined, the positive 4 and negative 15, I replace the middle term. 6x squared minus 15x plus 4x and minus 10. I immediately cover up the last two terms. I don't want to get confused. I don't want to think. I'm not lazy, but I don't want to make a mistake, and I want to finish it up quickly. I need to identify the greatest common factor of the first two.
3x,
Yes, it is 3x. What is left in parentheses?
2x minus 5x.
Perfect. If I do not write the 2x minus 5, I may take another 5 minutes to figure it out, and I may even make a mistake. Copy the factor. And now I need a sign. Do not change this into a product. That will be a terrible mistake. We need a sign and a factor.
Plus 2.
Plus 2, indeed. So now the common factor screams back at us. I didn't underline it this time. So what is it?
2x minus 5.
Okay. And
Plus
then,
two.
yes,
Why
please.
was it plus 2 this time?
Because
Where'd you
2
come
times
up with
2x is 4x, and 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. I cannot
okay.
invent this.
Right.
This has to work. Perfect. So now imagine you removed the 2x minus 5. What is left in parentheses?
3x plus 2.
That's it. See, once you see it, you cannot unsee it. But it requires a lot of practice. Okay, we have one more here. What was this? Oh no, we have 2 more. So we have negative 15x squared plus x plus 6. And then the other one. So let's take a moment and work on this. Can anyone tell us what will you mandatory do first, for sure?
Oh, factor out the negative 1.
Yes, you have to. If you don't, you're making your life way more difficult. 15x squared minus x minus 6. So what is the product and what is the sum?
Product of negative 90.
Negative 6 times 15. And the sum never changes. We start the thinking process with the product. The product is negative, so we expect a positive and a negative. And the negative number has to be slightly bigger than the positive number because their sum is negative 1. We can start by presenting the prime factorization if you want. So it's 2 and 45. So it's 3 and 15. So it's 3 and 5. We have to make use of all those numbers and come up with 2 numbers that are quite close to each other, very close, because the difference is only 1.
Negative 10 and 9.
Negative 10 and 9, indeed. The product is negative 90. The sum is negative 1. Okay, now we have to continue. We have to replace the middle term by using the numbers that we just determined. The negative sign has to stay in front because this is the first factor, is negative 1. Now we have 15x squared, and we have minus 10x plus 9x and minus 6. Immediately cover up the last 2 terms. So we look at the first 2 terms, and I'm using brackets now.
5x.
Indeed, 5x. What is left in parentheses? I have to be very careful and make sure that I get the binomial correctly.
X minus 2.
So we have 3x minus 2.
Right, 3x. Sorry.
We change, okay. We have to copy 3x minus 2. If you do, If you apply this method, you will never have difficulties, or you'll never have to, guess or take a lot of time. Write it out first and then uncover. We need a sign and a factor. Plus 3, indeed. Because 3 times 3x is 9x and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. We cannot change anything. But now, the negative 1 stays outside. The common factor is,
3x minus 2.
indeed, and the leftover factor is
5x plus 3.
5x plus 3. And you can always go back and check if you wanted to.